Hello fly tyers, welcome to another episode of Aaron at the Fly Desk, and today we're going to tie a really cool fly that I call Abigail's Fallen Angel. You'll see our fly that we call Abigail's Angel. It's one of the most watched videos on our channel so far because it's a very effective fly that catches a lot of different species of fish. And so I'm going to show you another rendition that we call the Fallen Angel. So this one is going to be a leech slash minnow pattern. Works both ways. And on this one, I've caught this roll of lead that I've had for years. Got it from Yellowstone Fly Goods probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. And still haven't used it all. It was a roll of bulk lead. But when I put lead on my flies, I usually only put them on the front half of the fly, and that gives a good dipping motion when I'm running it through the water. And I just wrap it on fairly tight. This one broke on me. That's okay, lead's easy to work with. So I just go like that. I don't like to crowd the front of the hook too much. And then I'll wrap through it once. And then what I like to do is get a little bit of super glue. I don't know if this is... Put that super glue and then wrap back over the top of it. Okay, this fly, we're going to use some black marabou for the tail, and I actually like to put a little bit of flash in the tail as well. And this is kind of a red rainbow flashabou, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on first. And one thing that this does when you put your flashabou or crystal flash on first is it prevents your marabou from dipping down and getting caught in the hook. Just a little trick I've learned over the years. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll get us a chunk of marabou out of this. I like to wrap it all the way to the front. And then instead of cutting it, I just break it off. And that makes a more natural, fluffy taper. And then on this one, we're actually going to put a couple more strands of this crystal flash in. Put some going down this side. And I just fold it over like that. And we'll put some going down this other side. And then I do cut that. I make it just a tiny bit longer than my marabou tail. Okay, now on this one, we're going to be using some red ultra wire. If you can't find red, you can use copper and gold. But on this fly, I like to use red, and I'm going to put it right on the side of the hook. Wrap it down tight to that point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some black dubbing. This has got a little bit of purple in it. And I've also used some that has a little bit of red. It works really well. This actually does have a little bit of red in it, now that I get it into the light. And you can see I don't use a dubbing loop. I always have used this Danville pre-waxed monocord in the 3/0. Makes your flies super strong. Don't have to do dubbing loops. Everything sticks together really nice. But I'm very liberal with my dubbing on this fly. And I still try to keep somewhat of a taper going. But I'm not afraid to really bulk it up, and I'll show you why here in just a second. So once I get to this point, I'm going to pull this back and make sure I have plenty of room for my head. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our wire and I'm going to wrap it through and try to space it as evenly as I can. Try to cut my wire with the back of my scissors and not the point, so I'm not ruining my scissors. Okay, once I get to this point, I'm going to take my wire brush and I'm going to comb this thing out quite a bit without grabbing my thread. And then I'm going to take just a little piece of red grizzly hackle. And like I say, you can either use red or orange with this fly. But I like red for my fallen angel. Whoops. I actually want to back that off. Kind of got too bulky right there. You don't need a lot, just a couple turns. And then I actually wrap my thread through the hackle just to give it a little strength. And then I pull it back. Like so. Now what we're going to do, make sure we're in good focus right there. There we go. We're going to whip finish this, and I'm actually going to pull this back as I whip finish so my hackle lays back on the fly. Then what we're going to do is comb the heck out of it. And you can see now I've got that nice red wire starting to show through. And I like this style way better than a woolly bugger because I think it moves through the water more natural and the fish love it. Once it's in the water, it has kind of a translucent look, like a minnow swimming through or a leech. You can see that's a pretty bright and shiny fly. Abigail's Fallen Angel. So thank you for watching this episode of Fanaticals, and we hope to see you on the water sometime. Thanks for watching.